Welcome everyone. Welcome to another live stream. Let me put my guitar down. How's it going? Make sure everything looks good. I taped my phone up there so it doesn't fall down tonight. That looks pretty good. Good angle. I'm going to ad-lib a landscape today, like I usually do. I don't ever plan anything out. That's what I like about this. I can just jump in whenever I want, and I just start doing something. I got this thing gessoed on the back. It's as tight as a drum, this canvas. It really tightens the canvas when you gesso the back side. Let's sketch something up here so I kind of know where the sky's going to be. Today I think I'm going to do like a scene with like maybe water here. We'll go about halfway. Because every time, if I go too high with my mountains, then I got all this landscape to deal with. You gotta. So if I go about here, then I won't have much to deal with down on the lower end. You know what I mean. Let's put in some cool mountains here. I'll do a little offset mountain here. Let's kind of put in what kind of looks like mountains back there. Just kind of rough some rocky things back there. Get the idea of mountains back there. That looks good. Perfect. I go back there and I look in the camera. Now let's put a cliff over here today. Kind of like swooping down there. Kind of extra cliff. And then we'll have this will be the valley in here. All in here. And then I'll have another hill coming from here. That's looking pretty good. I'm just kind of designing on the fly here. Let's see if we got anybody in today. We got some people watching. If it's your first time here, I usually sketch my landscape out without, from my mind, and then I'll start to paint using acrylic paints. The one up there is the one I did earlier. The last, I'll try and point the camera up there without making noise. That's from this morning. I did that one up there. Came out pretty cool. I added some more things in there after I shut the live off, but look at the water, how cool that looks. It looks like real water. If you didn't watch that live stream, it's on my channel, so you can go back and watch that one if you want. This looks kind of cool already. It looks like a cliff. You could put like one of those aliens up there, that they're talking about in Peru, I think. They got these like They think they're seeing 10-foot aliens up on their mountains over there. It's kind of funny. All right, let's see. I want to put a pathway in here today. A pathway coming down from, it'll be coming from back here somewhere through here. I'll put like a zigzagging pathway like that. Yeah. I'm just putting it in today. Usually I put a river there, but today I just want it to be like a walking pathway going all the way up to the mountains. I can put a river in here and then put like a little bridge. Put the water underneath the pathway. Maybe that's what I'll do, something different. I'll have a pathway, then I'll have a stream underneath it with the little bridge here that you gotta walk over. That might be fun. It's gonna be a little more difficult, so what I'll have some kind of river coming down here. Just a stream, not a river. Just a little stream. Go underneath. I'll probably just make it a little stream. And then they can walk over the stream. All right, so that's all I'm going to put in because I'll probably have some trees going off into the sky here and maybe some right in here. So I don't put the trees in usually on the sketch, and that's good enough. Now I can get going on my sky. Let's have some fun today. I'm just using earth tones today. Brown, yellow ochre, yellow, red, green, grays, black, blue. Let's do, I'm going to start with a blue sky up here. Maybe some different colors in there today, like some, try some gray up in here. I had to go to work this morning at like 2 in the morning. Can you believe that? I work at Michael's, and today, Monday, is the day the truck comes with all the merchandise for the week. And the truck gets there early. We got to unload it. I don't mind. I like getting off. I get off early, so I got the rest of the day for myself. If it's your first time watching me paint, I usually just put all my colors in first, and then I start designing the painting after that. This is just my underpaint I'm putting in right now. I'm using Winsor Newton paint. You can use any acrylic paint that you've got, so I've used Liquitex. I've used Liquitex, the basics acrylic, and I get the same results. So even with that's the cheapest paint I think you can buy, that Liquitex. It still comes out looking good. It's just when you mix your colors the right way that you can make that paint look pretty good by mixing the colors and stuff. All right, so there's my sky. Let me fix it up a bit. I'm gonna I'm gonna try and add a few like distant clouds in there right now by just throwing some white in here and then like trying and then kind of blend it in very lightly. I'll put some more clouds up in there. These are just distant clouds. You know, those ones that float way in the distance. I'm basically layering colors in the sky here, and I'm going to add a little more blue in some of the areas because I think I made it too white. There we go. So now I got a bunch of blue all in here. That looks good. Right on. I like that. How you guys doing tonight? I'm gonna give myself I just gave myself a heart. All right, so we'll see what happens. That when you ad lib your painting like this, you can do anything you want. So let's. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna put this mountain in first. I made my own Payne's gray. I mixed black and white, and then I added some blue to it, ultramarine blue. And then this is my own Payne's gray. Look at that. Looks pretty good. It's not as dark as like the Payne's gray that you buy from the tube, but it's good enough for a mountain. Look at that. Look at that contrast already on the mountain, on the sky. Man, that looks pretty wicked. Sometimes I wish I would leave the mountain just like dark like that. I always end up putting snow up there, but look at that contrast. I like that. This one here, I'm going to add a little more black to it. Make this one like darker, like a cliff here. Maybe something like this. We'll see. Some kind of cliff over here. I think that's too dark. I'll probably have to lighten that up a bit. Yeah, that's too dark. Uh, Add some color down here in my valley. I'm going to put some blue. I'm going to put some blue down here in my valley, blue and white. Just so it looks like maybe it's glowing. Mixture of everything, blue, gray, white. I usually don't even wipe my brush off when I'm putting the underpaint in. I just grab the next color and go, and just blend all the colors in as I put this underpaint in. Blend it in there. Look at that. A pretty cool valley already. I don't like that. That's too dark. So what I'll do is just add some white to it and see what happens. Maybe in some places. There we go. That looks better. Is that Briley? How you doing? Briley Luke. Hello. Good to see you in the chat room. I don't think I've seen you in there before, but happy Monday. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my pathway in a little darker. I'm going to mix some yellow ochre and burnt umber and just kind of basically get it in there so I can see it a little better, so I know where to put my grass and stuff. There's some kind of pathway coming down, like a walkway. Alright, that's good enough. Now I can put some grass in here. I think I'll put I think I'm going to put grass on this side here. I mixed some sap green and yellow already. I got this light green. Hopefully it's light enough. Just going to block it in just to get my paint down. You can already guess I'm going to probably put trees up on the back there, right? That's what's fun about ad-libbing. So what I'm going to do on this painting, I'm going to have the light coming in this way. So I'll make this side lighter, and this side will be more in the shade. So I'm going to make this grass over here, but I'm going to darken it up a little. I'm going to grab some of my dark sap green and mix it in that light green, and just make a darker green over here. So it looks like this, the right side of my painting will be all like in the shadow, okay? I'm just gonna block the color in for now, and then I'll add some more colors to it as the painting goes on. I'm going to make my pathway lighten it up. It's too dark. I'm just going to make it white for now, like a light brown. There we go. That pathway is going to end up going all the way back up that mountain eventually. I'm going to put some yellow ochre down here. Change up the color here. If you just joined in, I'm just trying to get all my underpaint in, and then I'll start putting all the trees and the stuff in there. Finish up the mountain, the clouds. It'll look good. Yeah, it's already looking good. It almost looks like an oil painting so far, but it's not. I'm going to mix a little green and yellow ochre as I move down this way. To finish, I'm going to block all this in here. Just keep coming down with green. It's going to be a grassy scene. I like the different colors already. I think I'll make this yellow here so it'll look like so it gets a little brighter down here. So what I'll do is just add a little yellow to that green. If you haven't mixed your colors yet as you paint, it's really fun. It's really fun to do it this way. And you never know how it's going to end up. Look at that. I'm trying to think what color to make this pathway. I think I'm going to make it yellow. Let me see what that looks like real quick. No. What's a good color for a pathway? Maybe black, maybe? I'll have it coming from here, down here. I got to think of a color. It's not coming to me right now. colors do I got here? I guess I can make it, let's make it a light gray for now. Let's do that. I'm gonna grab some of my Payne's gray I made, put some white in it, and we'll let's see what gray looks like real quick. Because then I can change it to any color I want after that. I'm just trying to get a color in there so I can like paint around it. Is what I'm doing. And it's not going to stay gray. I'll leave that white back there. It's just so I can widen it out here. There we go. Now I know where I can put some bushes around there. I taped my phone up there because the last 2 days it kept falling off. Because I like to beat the canvas because it's really tight. Have you guys seen my video where I gesso the back of the canvas to make it tighter? It's pretty cool. Let's see who's here. Briley Luke, Josh Adams, Jackson. How's it going, guys? Yeah, the trees are coming, Josh. Don't worry. I just put my underpaint in first, and then I'll design all the trees, the happy trees. You must have been watching Bob Ross. We'll see. I'm going to put snow up on the mountains. I'll kind of show you the pathway, what I do. I'll bring it from the right today and try and tie it in with that. So what I'll do is I'll run like white across like that, and then I'll run it back down this way, then back this way, and then I'll tie it in with this path. So it looks like it's going up into the mountains there. But I usually do that after I put the snow on my mountains. So then I usually do this to my pathway to give it some style. Might as well finish it now. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it gray though. But I'll put some color in there so you get an idea, kind of like what it ends up looking like. There you go. All right, now let's do, I'm thinking I should do the clouds first today. I've been doing the clouds last, and I've already got trees up in there, so let's do some clouds. So let's see. I think I could just go free for all on this one because there's nothing like really off into the distance unless I put some distant hills here. So what I can do is I'm going to try and design a bunch of clouds right here. fill this side in, and then fill this side in, and maybe just put one in the middle there. Let's try that real quick. So let's put some clouds like going up, bellowing up here to the side. And we'll make them blowing in the wind. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll do one going this way. Maybe a small one down here first. And then we'll put one going straight up here. Like that. Look at that. Just like that, I got some clouds up there. Wow. That looks amazing. This one looks like a dragon coming down. Yeah, I should put a wing on there. I do like a lot of different style clouds. This way is pretty easy if you're a beginner. This is a easy way to make clouds, just like how I just did, okay? If you see something down here, like, you can add a little bit of your original blue back in here if you want. If you see something you want brighter, like the blue, you can do that. You can always keep putting more blue in your sky if you want. And let's see if I can use blue. It's too dark. I'll try and put a shadow, some shadows underneath some of these clouds, like with a light gray. It doesn't have to be dark. It'll show up just a little bit of gray. Wow. Man, I really like this cloud here. It's almost looking like a dragon or something. You're probably going, what's he been drinking? There we go. All right. This looks pretty good. I'm glad I did the clouds first. Now I can put some big booming trees up in here. If you saw the one from this morning, I put some of those trees in already, and then I had to put the clouds around those trees. It was kind of difficult. Whenever you do this kind of acrylic painting, like, depending on what kind of paint you got, like, this white is probably going to soak into that blue. So at the end of the painting, I might have to come back and brighten up some of the tops of the cloud, because it's going to soak in, because I got so much paint underneath. all my underpaint. I was going to leave those mountains dark. What do you guys think? Don't they look cool like that color? Let's see if anybody's talking. Limitless Sam, how's it going? I can't say that other name. Snooch Bob. You got. I'm old school, so you guys probably laugh when I say those words. Huh? I'm gonna put some snow up there. You guys can see, watch the way I do it. I'm using a knife. That looks good. I can give you a tip on your mountains. Like, I always pull my snow further past. It makes the mountains look wider. And don't pull your snow straight down. A lot of beginners will pull the snow like straight down. You got to keep it going with the angle of the mountain, and then it flattens out down here. So you can put like hills down here as it flattens out, okay? That's enough snow. You don't want to overdo it with the snow up there. That looks pretty good. Thank you, guys. I see I'm getting some thumbs up. 2 likes already. Yeah. That's amazing. If you see that other one I did, I'm going to make this side here a little darker than the one I did this morning. So I'm going to add some gray to my blue and white. I don't know. It might be too gray. Let's see what it looks like here. Definitely dark enough. I like it though. I like that color. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use it. What I did was mix some blue and gray and got like a bluish gray. Now you just want to cover up the shady side of the mountain with this color. Everywhere you didn't put white, you could pretty much put this color on the left side of the mountain. But you don't have to cover all of it. Just run maybe right next to your white, a little bit of, that's the way I do it, but there's also 4 or 5 different ways I do mountains. Uh, when you do landscapes, you'll come up with your own style, believe it or not. Now this one's a little, I think this one's a little further back, so what I did, I lightened up the blue gray a little bit, just to make it, maybe this one's a little further back, so I made it a little lighter than those. That looks pretty good. See, I left some of the dark color in here. I think it looks good like that. Wow. Wow, those mountains look real. Yeah, they look real to me. Could go skiing up there. Same thing with the mountain. Sometimes that white will soak in, so you could come back and give it a little more white to give it some sparkle. See that? It brightens it up a little more. Yeah, there we go. Wow. Wow. That looks cool. This looks like you could drive up this part right here. If you had a four-wheel drive right up there. Man, that looks pretty good. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing now. I got some kind of cliff here. Let me just see if I add some white in there. Try and make some ledges or something. I'll have to work on that. I think I'll have the top up here. Something like that. I'll work on that in a little bit. All right, let's put some trees in there. Did somebody say trees? Happy, no happy little trees? Yeah, we're going to do trees now. Let's do some trees. Man, look at those clouds. This is coming out pretty good. Man, now I can kind of see what I can do with this thing now. Now that I looked in the camera, I think I can make it look like ledges going up in a little bit. Let's let me show you what I'm going to do now around the pathway. I'm just going to try and put some like a few shrubs down here, some bushes right on the edge of the pathway. Then I'll highlight these with different colors. Yeah, look at those. And then I want to hide this corner here. When I do these kind of like rivers and pathways, I like to hide like the edge of the corner so it looks like it disappears and then comes back out. You know what I mean? I'll show you when I do that one there. It's a pretty cool little trick. Why I'm using this dark color for my bushes, and then I'm going to highlight it later with other colors. So to me, this is pretty close to us. Like if you were walking here, you'd be pretty tall here. And so we could make a big tree over here and over here. I just got to decide what kind of trees to put in here. Let me put one in real quick just to see what one will look like. Uh, I'm thinking, I'm thinking. I'm thinking I want it to stick out a little more. Like widen it out, make it like fatter. Yeah. Then I'll highlight this tree. There we go. That looks better. I like to bring it to things to the edge. That's why I put all my clouds to the edge, if you notice that. That looks pretty good. Okay. I like that one. I'm going to widen it out up here a little so I can highlight all those pretty good then. Wow, that's a nice tree. Man, look at that light right there. You see the light coming in right here in the valley? Can you see that? That looks pretty wicked. It looks like some kind of light coming down right there. I don't want to cover that up. That That's that happy mistake that happened there, you know? Who said that? Josh said that. Yeah, this is when you do your ad lib like this, that's when cool things just happen, you know? I think anybody can do this. What if you learned what I'm doing, all my techniques, you could be painting like this in a week. I guarantee you. 1 week. Because this is just, it's acrylic paint. It's really, it's easier than oil paint. Let's put I'm going to put a different tree over here. A tall one, way up into the sky, because that one didn't go too high. I want to put one just above the mountain. I might have to get a different fan brush. Yeah, I think that'll look good. A big tree over there. It already looks good just with that trunk there. All right, let's I want to decide what kind of tree to put there though. While I'm deciding on that, I'm going to put a small tree out here by the pathway. That's a Van Gogh tree there. All right, so I think I'm going to put a spruce tree over there. All right, let's put a tree in there. Okay. Did any of you guys lose your phones the other day? Anybody on AT&T? What would you guys do without your phones? Be crazy, huh? I saw some videos earlier with people at the AT&T store. They were complaining that they had no service. And then the people working there were like, well, what do you want me to do? All right. These have to be longer here. But now it's like I don't want to cover up the pathway. Let's make the bush bigger here. There we go. See how the pathway kind of disappears? That'll work. Cool. It's looking pretty good. Man, I kind of like those trees dark like that. What do you think? What do you think about that? I can't get over that light right there. I'm gonna show you how I highlight these. I'm not gonna use green. I'll use green on this one, but this one I'm just gonna add a little. This is the color I'm using, brown, for those trees. And what I'm gonna do is grab a little white like this and put it in that brown, right? And let's see what happens here. I'm going to put a dress on this tree. Just like that. Might have to add a little green to it. I kind of like that color. Do a green. Let's do green on this tree. And if I like that one, then I'll add green in that one. So I'm going to grab some of my green here, add a little white to it. I'll make it really light, a light green. And same thing, I'm just going to try and do the right side where the light's hitting. The smaller you touch it, the more branches you'll have. You can put a little over here. So I think the light's kind of getting around the side here a little bit. There we go. I kind of like the green. The green branches, so let me test it here first. Yeah, just barely, I'm just barely going to touch this one with green. Just so it looks like it has like green branches. This is looking pretty good. I like that green, so watch, I'll do a few bushes here for you. Or grass. I'll make this like grass down here. a little bit of grass. Wow. I'll make all this grass here around the pathway. Look at that. That looks so cool. Under here, I'll make these, I'll use yellow ochre, little yellow ochre, and I'll make a few bushes down here underneath this tree. Just like that. 1, 2, 3 bushes there. And I'll make this yellow ochre. We'll make a couple bushes here. Maybe three bushes right there. And then I'll put some a bush underneath here. Maybe a couple here. And I'll just leave that dark underneath the tree. That looks good. Wow. Where am I at on time? Let's see. 1 hour. All right, so Monkey Pog is in the house. How's it going? Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I didn't realize it's already been an hour, though. I think I was doing more talking than painting. Let me put a little grass out here underneath that tree. Man, this is supposed to be a pathway. It's not water, but it kind of looks like water now. But I'm going to turn it into a pathway. Let me get my brush. I guess I should make it light, like a light brown. I'll just mix some of that burnt umber with some white. Maybe try a little red in there. Yeah. Let's see what this looks like. I kind of like that color. It's not brown, but it looks cool with the red in there. Yeah, I like that. Now I'll put some brown, like, underneath the bushes here. Just blend it all into that reddish gray. There we go. Now it looks more like a pathway that you walk on. This is looking pretty good. So I'm going to try and put a shadow here now. So the light's coming from the right. So I'm going to lay a shadow down in here for this tree. I'll show you how I do it. I'll start out with a little black on like a wet brush. It's really wet. And what I'll do is I'm going to start with a triangle out here. Bring it back towards the bottom of my tree. It's really wet because I want to make sure it's going to look right. Yeah, now I think that'll look good. So I like it. So I'm going to make it darker now. So now I'm going to get the water off my brush. I'll let that dry for a second. You got to put the shadows in there. I'll let that dry, then I'll work on it. So there'll be like maybe a shadow behind this bush here. So you just put a little dark here, dark color. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Let's try and make it look like branches. Put some more bushes out here. I never did put the trees back here on this hill. I'll just put them in now. Just a hint of distant trees on that hill there. Ba-da-ba, da-da-da. All right, let's see if I got any suggestions in here. Wow, this one really came out good. I kind of like it. Oh, all right, Jacob, how's it going? Oh, right on, yeah. You can run commentary. Sometimes I forget to look at the chat. Alright, there's my shadow. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I'll probably put a bush here so to cover up part of it. I wanted to cover this pathway anyway, so what I'm going to do is put a bush here and put another Van Gogh tree here. See how I covered that side of the pathway now? I like to cover the corners so it looks like it's going in and out. So, because it looks, sometimes the pathway uh, it looks better when you cover the sides there. I think it does. It's up to you. I'll put a different tree here, maybe a little taller. Wow, I'm really liking this one. These bushes look really cool down here. Ba-da-ba. I'm gonna glaze. I'm gonna glaze this right here because I think the light's coming right through here. So I'm gonna make this a little brighter. With just a little yellow. A little yellow on my brush. It's really wet. It's like water. I'm just going to glaze that part right there. Hopefully it looks like sunlight hitting there. This came out pretty good. At an hour and 15 minutes. I think I'm going to put some twigs in there and we'll probably bring it to a wraps, man. I appreciate everybody showing up today. I know it's, what is it? It's 6 o'clock here in Seattle. I'll put some birds up there. With my funky liner brush. I went to go buy a liner brush the other day, but they didn't have the ones I like, so I'm stuck with mine for now until I get a new one. It's all bent up because I leave it in the water bucket and then it gets bent because it sits in the water. I shouldn't do that, but I do it. Da da da. I mean, I think it's got enough stuff in there. I kind of like it. You see how the shadow worked out for this tree now right here? It's got a little shadow there. It's good enough. I can't think of what else to put in here. Uh, let's see if I can put a shadow on this one. Wow. All right, guys. I hope you like that one. I mean, it could you can add more things to it. I just you can add flowers down here, flowers on top of these trees. Where's my fan brush? I had a few white ones. Then I'll call it quits. We'll put like a few touches of white here. Not too much though. Let's see if it looks good with white flowers down here. That's enough. You don't want to overdo it. That white really stands out. Look at that. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for coming in tonight. Let me give you a front shot of it. I really like the way this came out. Let me show you. I mean, I don't have any sound effects yet, but I'll be getting some soon, I hope. I'm going to try and figure out how I can get some music to play on here. Bubble time. Yeah. You guys have been great. Cujo, thank you. Jacob, thanks. I started last week. I started a members program. If any of you guys are interested, I think you'd have to go to my channel to check it out, but it's there if you want to check it out. Yeah, but I have to find music that's okay with YouTube. I think if I go premium with them, then I can play their music, right? Is that true? I have to be like, I don't pay a monthly fee with them, but if I pay a monthly fee, I can play their music on my videos, right? Is that true? Yeah, copyright. I know. That's the thing I got to watch out for now that I'm a partner with them. Uh, I can't get any copyright things on my channel. What's kind of weird, even if I play my own music, like I have some songs I wrote, it sometimes copyright shows up. All right, thanks, Jacob. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm not very good with the tech anymore. All these different apps that you can combine with this app, and I'm not really good with that. All right, guys, thanks for showing up. There's the dance lights. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. It'll alert you next time I do a live. I pretty much do a live every day if I can. And I got some cool abstract stuff I want to show you guys that I used to do like 3 years ago. It's pretty wicked stuff. All right, man. Yeah. See you, Jacob. Ciao, everybody. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.